Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day!
Woo!
God damn!
Everybody, all the mothers who like murder.
But especially...
We have a really super, very awesome special Mother's Day edition for you. And that is that somebody is an amazing daughter and requested that we give Angela a shout out for Mother's Day.
What? That's from Grace, by the way. It's not every Angela, just this one Angela.
You don't know. You don't know. We could blanket it. But you're right. Yes. Your daughter Grace is amazing. And she reached out to us on Instagram and she was like, yo, my mom digs your podcast. Can you give her a shout out for Mother's Day? And we were like, hell yeah, we will. So here it is, Angela.
Yeah.
Happy fucking Mother's Day.
Thanks for being a fucking awesome mom.
Yeah. You sound amazing.
You sound like one of our friends.
Also, all the other Angelas, you're pretty cool too.
I mean, I guess.
We're all about being inclusive.
All right. Yeah, all the other Angelas are probably pretty awesome too. But then all of the other mothers and all of the fathers and single fathers or whatever the fuck else if you want to get real inclusive. Because I know some people that get real upset about it. They're like, but my dad raised me. I'm like, all right,
that's true.
Listen, if your dad was a Mr. Mom or if you are a dad who is a Mr. Mom, fucking
happy fucking Mother's Day. We're still calling it Mother's Day though.
Yeah, this one's for you too.
That's where I draw a line. Just like, for some reason, I will not give up the word prostitute.
I'm still going to call it Christmas, God damn it.
Oh, my God. When did I turn into this old person?
Right?
Jesus. Oh, man. Anyway, but this Angela must be extra special because she gave birth to Grace.
Hell yeah.
I actually don't know the logistics of their relationship, so who knows if she actually gave birth.
That's true. She could be an adopted kid or a foster kid.
We don't know.
Or could have been a...
Maybe she's really her sister and posing as her mother her whole goddamn life.
Yeah.
Let's just give them all a fucking fucked up family complex.
You know what I think happened?
I said complexed. That's what I think happened.
God. Grace's real mom. She wasn't the best. But then Angela came in and she was like, no, I'm going to pretend to be her mom forever.
Ooh, I bet that's exactly what happened.
Probably. Yep.
So
Grace,
go Angela.
I'm sorry this is how you found out.
I'm not. It had to happen.
It was bound to happen.
Oh, God. This is, quite possibly one of the greatest shout outs, a.k.a. fucked up ones.
Yeah. Listen, you ask for something nice from us and we instantly have to go let's just bring it down a few notches.
The worst direction. God damn it. Anyway, happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yeah. Y'all are awesome. And if you're not, fucking step your game up.
That's right. You learned it here first.
So you got big plans for Mother's Day? Are you fucking going out? Are you going to the fucking supermarket to get supplies?
Go have an endless mimosa brunch.
Yeah, God, I wish.
Then just turn into day drinking. End up at the bar.
Yeah.
Get my boot scooting boogie on.
Gonna go dancing with all those people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a two-step.
Well, it's just turned into a fantasy real quick.
Hell no, I ain't got no plans.
No.
I'm going to chill at home just like I did last Sunday.
I know, right? I'll have my kids, so I'll be a mother.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Should we start with my goddamn?
Yeah, I'm dying to hear it.
Okay.
So please tell me, Erin,
good.
what's your goddamn?
Well, I got my fucking Mother's Day present early, and
what'd you get?
I got a brand new phone.
Dude, it was about time.
It was about time. It had been fucking 5 years. I had the iPhone where they're like, we won't trade that one in anymore.
Like, we don't want it.
Yeah. It's a brick. Fucking use it as a paperweight. I don't know. I don't care what you do with it. Get rid of it.
I'm surprised it still worked, minus the fact that literally last week's goddamn was that the screen was falling off like a pop socket.
Which is the only reason I got a new phone. It was still fine. I mean, the battery only lasted 30 minutes, but it was fine.
Well, listen, now you have a new phone and it's going to last 18 years until you start charging it all the time, and it will soon die in 30 minutes again.
Just like the other one, That's how But it'll last for quite a few years, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Well, congratulations. Happy fucking Mother's Day to you.
Thanks. Which also tells me I'm probably not getting anything for Sunday.
No, you already opened your shit.
Yeah. Womp womp.
But that's a pretty good Mother's Day gift.
It is a real good one, yeah.
Yeah, instead of like a macaroni necklace. Get out of here with that shit.
Right? Ain't nobody want that.
I mean, I will wear a macaroni necklace. Don't get me wrong.
I don't think anybody ever wears them. You just like put them around your rearview mirror.
I wear them. I wear everything my child makes. I'm like, oh my God, does it match my eyes?
That's
Thank
beautiful.
you for this. What are those called? Pipe cleaner bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
That is now rusted and giving me fucking rabies.
Tetanus.
Not rabies. What do you get? Lockjaw. Tetanus. There you go.
All right, Stacy, give me your goddamn.
Ooh, I could go on forever. I guess here's a good time to do a quick update from my last week's goddamn, which is not my goddamn.
All right.
Pops was sick last week. He's still in the hospital, unfortunately, but he is doing better. It was a rough go. This last week has been pretty shitty.
Yeah.
But today has been the first good day since he's been in the hospital.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so there's that. So there's that quick update. But my real goddamn for this week is that last night, I think it was, I was looking at my feet and I'm like, Jesus, titty fucking Christ, I need to like trim these toenails, do something. Something's going on down there, right? Like,
you got them Wolverine claws going?
Yeah, and they were all different shapes and sizes, and there was like dirt embedded in them. And I'm like, oh my God, I look like a hobbit. So I pulled out my little nail kit, and I have like 1,800 of them, but this one was the easiest to access. And it had one of those like big fatty files in it, you know, and they always have like print, and it's always like Christmas trees or reindeer or some shit because you get them for Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I was doing my thing with the clippers or whatever, and my oldest son, who's 3.5 or whatever, he walks up and he's like, oh, like super stoked. Haven't seen this toy before. And so he's asking me like what all the little tools do, and I'm telling him, and then he picks up the big old nail file. And he's like, what's this?
I know what he's going to do with it, and I hate it.
This is my goddamn. He starts rubbing it on his skin like he's buffing his arms. And I was like, oh, God. Oh, baby, don't do that. No, it's just for your nails. So then he took it and then he like ran it across like the flat part of his nails, like where you put the polish, and just like scraped the shit out of them. And I could hear him. And I got goosebumps because I didn't feel good. And I was like, no. Not like that. Not like that. Jesus. And then because of my reaction, he started laughing and thought that this was funny. And then so he would do it over and over again. And he was like rubbing it on his face. I can't even talk about it.
Oh, that's gross.
And then he walked up to me and he did it to my arm really fast. And I was like freaking out. Like I didn't know I had this phobia of fucking emery boards on skin.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Ugh. I fucking bird the psycho is what I'm trying to tell you.
To be honest, what I thought you were going to say he was going to do was put it in his mouth and like bite it, like file his teeth.
Have you seen?
Yes, I have. And I was going to say that to you.
Strange addiction.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That girl ate fucking emery boards.
I think I vividly remember watching that and then texting you and being like, turn the TV on.
Yeah.
Because this breezy is eating an emery board. Oh, God.
Yeah. I remember her like scraping it on her teeth. Oh, that's so fucking gross.
Oh, goddamn. No, I don't like it. Don't like it one bit.
Which, though, it brings me to Brandon was cleaning the grill, but he brought it inside and like was scrubbing some flat part with like not a wire brush, but like a hard brush, you know? And it was making like the sound. And I was trying to talk to him in the kitchen while he was doing it. And then all of a sudden, like, I had chills. And I was like, I can't be in here while you're doing that. And he's like, why? And I was like, it hurts my teeth. And
it's like the worst sound.
Yeah, he looked at me like I was dumb. Like, it hurts your teeth. And I was like, yeah, I don't fucking know, man. I can't be in here.
I hate it. You got to stop that. Oh,
it's the worst.
Oh, but then, okay. He was rubbing his shit all over his body, right? And then later he goes, what are these things on my fingers? And he had given himself like 1,000 fucking hangnails from like buffing his skin. Oh. And I was like, those are hangnails. And he was like, do we just rip them? And he started pulling. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with this kid, man? He didn't seem to care. And I didn't overreact at this one because I was like, oh. If he gets a good one, that's going to suck. Yeah. He's going to learn a lesson real quick. But they didn't seem to mind. And then he forgot about it. But I am never letting him touch a nail file ever again.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. Not till he's 18.
Not in my presence.
You're an adult now. Here you go.
I trust I can trust you with this.
Ugh, that's the worst.
Oh, no, thank you. Anyway, so that gave me the fucking heebie goddamn jeebies.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I fucking bet.
All right. Well, on that lovely note, are you ready for my story?
I'm so ready.
Okay, so this week's episode is
87.
a Mother's Day related one. Yes, and oh, yeah, should we do the intro? Like we never remember to do. So, hey, everybody, welcome to I Said Goddamn, episode 87, evidently, according to Aaron.
Yep.
Okay, so as I was saying previously, this week's episode is a Mother's Day murder.
Really? You chose a Mother's Day one?
I did. I was keeping it light and fresh, you know?
Nice. Yeah.
So we can all be sad about death on Mother's Day.
I love it. Is it a mom that gets murdered?
Well, you're about to find out.
I guess. Or is it a mom that does the murdering? God, so many options.
Ooh, it could be so many things. All right. In 2009, Stacy Burns, yes, Stacy, spelled E-Y too. Okay, so 2019, Stacy Burns was a 41-year-old woman who lived in a large colonial-style house in Wolfboro, New Hampshire.
She fancy.
I know. I want to live in a large colonial-style house.
Yeah. What is colonial style? Is that the one with the wraparound porch?
That's it. In my head, I picture 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
Where a cat is sitting on the porch and she's reading a book and she's so, And then Heath Ledger comes up and is like, I just met you.
Yeah. Oh, are you drawing? That's cool.
Is Heath Ledger here? Sounded just like him.
I channel him occasionally.
Oh, shit. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, with like the big old columns and pretty and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, like the typical East Coast. What's that shit called? Like Cape Cod
Victorian
shit? I don't know. I'm just throwing in
Saying
every
things.
kind of.
My grandparents have a Cape Cod style house on account of they live in Cape Cod.
So they probably have a colonial style house. Oh my God, I'm dying. Okay.
There's no wraparound porch.
God,
that's what we're talking about.
Fucking missing out. Anyway, so she lived in fucking New Hampshire.
All right, got it.
She worked as a school nurse at a local elementary school, and she was the mother to 5 children.
Ooh, goddamn. That's too many kids. I guess it's not too many, but it's fucking a lot.
That's a lot, though. So 20 years prior to this, to 2009,
she
had
was
met
pregnant.
a man. Exactly. That's where I'm going. We're going to jump back in time.
All right.
She had met a man by the name of Ed Burns when she was a student, and Ed was a merchant marine. And the two quickly fell in love, and they got married in 1992. I'm telling you basically how she got 5 kids. Stacy's brother says that the first time that he had met Ed, he found him to be a little eccentric and referred to him as an interesting fellow. So there's that.
Okay.
But what brother wouldn't say that?
But he's a merchant marine?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever referred to a marine as eccentric.
Well, I think he's like, you know, what are those called? Like Alaskan king crab fishers. Like he's gone for a couple months at a time.
Okay.
And then comes back during fishing season. Like, I don't know what fucking kind of fish he was catching, but he'd leave for periods of time and then come back. So I think that's what, I don't think he was like literally a marine in like the military.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know that for a fact. I just read merchant marine and assumed something different than what you assumed.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know. He sold stuff in the Marines. He's a merchant. I had never heard of that before, but I stuck with like Marine part of it.
Do you want to buy a watch?
Yeah. I don't
Opens
know.
up his jacket.
I got 9 DVDs.
Oh shit. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and guess that it was more like ship stuff. Like I'm out on a ship and I'm catching fucking tuna. All the time. I catch tuna.
Now that you say that, it makes a lot more sense. Andy seems like a much more eccentric person than I originally thought.
Oh, God. This is going to be an interesting story, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so he was a merchant marine. They fell in love and they get married in 1992. And his brother, or Stacy's brother's like, he's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So by the time the couple was married for 10 years, they had had their 5 children already. So that's like fucking averaging 1 kid every 2 years.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was common for Ed to be gone for months at a time, out to sea, like I was saying. And while he was gone, Stacy would stay home with the kids and like keep them alive or whatever, right? Like she was a mom.
Yeah, she's fucking crushing it.
Yep. But whenever Ed would return home from a long trip, the couple would always butt heads because Ed was like used to being like the boss man and Stacy was used to like running the ship at home. So they would clash all the time.
Yeah. Well, and if you have fucking 5 kids and a goddamn routine and then somebody comes home and you're like, oh, we're going to extend bedtime to 8:30. And you're like, excuse me, the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. Do you know that I live for that 7:30 bedtime?
Yeah. So I get it. He's not used to the routine. He's not used to being told what to do. She's not used to someone else fucking trying to share responsibilities. I get it.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it doesn't help that Ed was also known to be really controlling.
Ooh.
So if Stacy went out anywhere, he would always ask her where she was going and where she went. And whenever she would tell him the truth, he would always just get really upset and accuse her of lying to him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He would always criticize her and her parenting and would question the kids and the babysitter about Stacy's actions while he was away.
Ew.
First of all, if you're gone forever, you're not coming home and then criticizing my parenting because I will cut a bitch.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, yeah? Did you do it better when you were fucking out at sea? Dick.
Exactly. Go suck a dick.
Yeah.
Which some people like sucking dicks, so maybe go suck a bag of crooked dicks. Because I don't know many that do like doing that.
Hey, everybody has a kink, you know?
That's true. I'm not sure what Ed's was, so whatever you don't enjoy, go do that, dick.
Yeah, get out of here, dick.
Okay, so it was even stated that he would make threats that he would cut off parts of Stacy's body. Like, I don't know how that would come about. Like, I'm going to cut off your arm. Mm-hmm. Or he would, like, demand sex from her. And he would also burn her belongings and belittle her in front of others. So he was a little intense.
Yeah, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah, super asshole.
Also, one time I was really mad at my brother and I told him that I would cut off his toes while he was asleep. So that's how...
Maybe that's it.
That's how someone threatens to cut off body parts. That's like the one threat that my brother fucking remembers too. And I'm like, yeah, man, I was pissed. Ready to do it.
Cut him still.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how it went down. Which, I mean, how dramatic to be like, he threatened to cut off her body parts, and then it's something like that. But he sounds like a pretty awful guy, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know their relationship or their story yet. Tell me about it.
You will. Okay, so eventually Stacy gets all fed up with Ed and his antics, and she's like, later, loser, and she files for divorce in 2008.
Good for her.
Yeah, I know. Go, Stacy. You got it. When she filed for divorce, he was actually out at sea when it happened, and so it like really shocked him when he found out. Hell yeah, especially if he's like, I'm gonna kill you
and them
loud ass motherfucking pack of dogs.
Exactly. You want to get the fuck out when they're not home. We've said it before. We'd say it again. Fucking don't just claim it. Get the fuck out.
That is right. So by Christmas of 2008, the couple were fully divorced, and Stacy was a newly single mother of 5.
Yeah. Get it.
Okay, so shortly after her divorce, Stacy met a man by the name of Jim Vidham, and he was the father of one of her son's friends.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy's son and Jim's son, they actually played hockey together, and so the pair would like chat it up at the games, and it didn't take long for a romantic relationship to blossom between the couple.
All right.
The pair.
Good for her.
The 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it, girl.
How many kids does Jim have?
Oh, I'm going to tell you.
All right.
Jim was a divorced father of 2 children, and he worked as a logger.
Okay. Why is she picking these people who fucking leave for a long time? Doesn't a logger leave too?
I think so. Well, I don't know if he's like a local logger.
I guess.
Is he a swamp logger? I'm not sure.
Yeah, right?
Okay, so after about 3 months of dating, the couple were in love and moving fast, obviously, 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Jim had confided in Stacy that he was ready to move in with her and that they could all live like the Brady Bunch life. Like, I'll bring my kids, you'll have your kids.
Ready to move in with her or ready to have her move in with him? Because the way that's phrased seems very like inviting yourself. Was Jim homeless?
Yes. Yes. I don't know if he was homeless, but he was like, I want to move in with you because she had the beautiful big old home, right?
I guess, yeah.
Also, it was like her house was kind of like the fun house, you know, like everybody was always welcome. They would come in and out as needed, you know, like all the teenagers and their friends and shit. They always go stay the night there. Like it was like, I mean, it was a small community that she lived in and everybody knew each other and everybody knew that you could always go to Stacy's house.
All right.
So her house just sounds more fun.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know anything about his house, but so far I like her house a lot.
His house sounds awful. Okay, so he's like, let's live this big old Brady Bunch life. But Stacy, she confided in her babysitter that she wasn't ready for that type of commitment.
Oh.
Like, especially considering that she just got out of this 20-year abusive relationship and she'd been single for like, I don't know, 6 months.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to like move in with somebody right away or buckle down.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of just want like a friends with benefits situation. This isn't going the way I want it to go.
Yeah. Let's just fucking slow down.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah, exactly. Pump the brakes. Just fucking cool it. We're going to take this one slow. I was married. And he was too. He was divorced. He should get it.
Yeah. Maybe he was divorced for a long time. I don't really know. So, according to Stacy's friends, Jim didn't take too kindly to her saying no to him moving in because she was like, no, you know, listen, you're not going to move in with me yet. Let's just like slow it down.
Oh.
And he gets really upset.
Uh-oh. I didn't know Jim was going to be the bad guy in this story.
Well, is he? You
All
don't
right.
know. Hold on to your seat.
I'm holding on to my butts.
all two of them, the cheeks. So Stacy eventually ended up breaking things off with Jim, right? Because he didn't have the right reactions. So she's like, all right, listen, let's just cool it. We're in it for different reasons. Let's not even see each other anymore.
Whoa. All right.
Well, and by that I mean like, let's not sleep with each other anymore. But the two remained friends.
Okay.
And then on May 10th, 2009, which was Mother's Day, Stacy and Jim had plans to meet up at a lacrosse tournament that both of their daughters were competing in. However, Stacy and her daughter never actually showed up to the game. So Jim was like, what the hell? And so he went to go looking for them, and he went to Stacy's house. And when he got there, there was an ambulance in the driveway.
Uh-oh.
And he immediately feared the worst. Obviously, that's not a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
That's when one of Stacy's daughters walked up to Jim and said, Jim, Mom's dead. And at first, he thought maybe she had had an accident or something, or that she had killed herself. Which, a fucking drastic thought, right? Like, I don't know their, like, relationship or her inner thinkings or what she shared with him, but, like, whoa. Everything that I've read about her was, like, she was bubbly and awesome and everybody loved her and she was a pillar of the community. And then her, like, newest ex-boyfriend's first thought was, like, maybe she killed herself. I'm like, geez, that's not the vibe I got from everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little fucking jump to conclusion-y.
Yeah, a little weird, too, because it was quickly determined that Stacy had been murdered in her own home while her children slept in the bedrooms next to her.
That's fucked up.
So fucked up.
The kids didn't wake up?
Okay, so there's not like, I dug for a while, not as long as I really wanted to, but there was not a lot on what actually transpired in the home on the night of the murder.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if the kids heard anything. I don't think so, because of how she's found and everything like that doesn't indicate that they knew about it.
Okay.
Or like that they heard anything happening, unless it happened like right before they found her.
Yeah.
But it's not clear. There's not a lot of details. So what we do know is that early in the morning, she had been stabbed multiple times in her own bed.
Ugh.
She was stabbed multiple times in the face. And she had other wounds on her body, but the face was the main target.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like that's some personal shit right there.
Yeah, well, and like a face stabbing doesn't necessarily kill you.
I was thinking like the eye or something.
Yeah, which I mean, like, could hit like your brain and stuff, and that could kill you, but like, there's a lot of bones in your face.
Your skull's thick.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
more
or
like,
maybe it's like face and neck.
that's more like I want to fucking hurt you a lot and I hate you as a person.
Oh, that's pretty fucking intense. Hatred.
Yeah. Ooh, that's awful.
Yeah. So her house had been unlocked throughout the night, so there was no like forced entry or anything. But I guess it was pretty common for her to leave her house unlocked because, like I said, like kids would come and go and all of that.
Yeah.
And her 15-year-old son was the one to find her.
Oh, that's awful.
No, it's so heartbreaking. I'm doing this off of memory, but I think he like went in to wake her up around like it was like 8 or 9 o'clock or something in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it was normal for him to wake her up or if he was like, where's mom? Like she's usually awake by now, and then found her.
Ugh.
But they were saying that the murder happened earlier in the morning. So I'm guessing when he found her, she was dead.
Yeah.
But then it's weird that the ambulance came. But I guess if you don't know and you're just call 911 and you're like, my mom's been stabbed.
Yeah. Well,
they're
and
going to
then,
send anybody.
like a 911 person might be like, oh, are they breathing? And a kid would be like, I don't know. And could a 911 person really be like, can you go check? Like,
yeah.
to a child?
Just send him. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just fucking let him out.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone in the community was obviously super shocked, and it was clear that whoever had done this had been like pretty close with her because they knew that her house was unlocked and they didn't disturb any of the kids or anything. They just went straight to her room and stabbed her.
Yeah. Like they knew where she would be and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
Get this. How crazy is this? More than 700 people attended her funeral. That's like how big her role in the community was.
Damn.
That's crazy. 700 people. Where do you put 700 people?
Not here. I don't even know 700 people.
I know. That's pretty awesome that, like, she made that big of an impact to people.
Yeah. Oh, that's really sad, though. Ooh, girl, tell me who did it. Tell me who did it.
All right. So, police
Wait.
obviously... What?
Let me take a bet.
Okay.
I'm going with new boyfriend Jim.
Why? What's your think?
Listen, ex-husband there, he was kind of an asshole, but listen, he had 20 years to fucking
Do something
act
about
on
it.
his threats and stuff. Like, I think he still really loved her in the end. Completely based on speculation.
Everything I know about their relationship.
Yeah. But the new guy, he seems like, listen, he wanted to move in really quick. I feel like he had ulterior motives and
maybe.
he felt bad being like fucking turned down, basically.
Maybe.
So, all right, lay it on me.
Okay,
See if
okay.
I'm right.
So, police obviously, they immediately looked to Jim and Stacy's abusive ex-husband, Ed, as prime suspects. So, you're on the right path here with the two that you're going to pick.
Oh, yeah. I'm essentially a detective.
Duh. What's odd is that Jim approached the police on his own and told them point blank, don't get all cocky.
Guilty. Guilty as fuck.
Oh, she was telling me she was going to kill herself
or
stab
something.
herself in the face. If she was going
That's
to
how
do
she
it.
was going to do it. Yeah. Oh, this fucking guy.
Okay.
All right, what'd he
so
say?
What'd he
up-
tell us? He goes up to the police and he says point blank that they need to consider him a prime suspect so that they can clear his name immediately because he just knew that Ed had killed Stacy and that Jim was going to be his reasonable doubt, right? Like, it could
So he's
have
like,
been
I
Jim.
got this sick airtight alibi.
Yeah, let me tell you about my sick airtight alibi. And they were like, all right, come have a seat. Do you want a cookie? Do you know your rights?
I just got to put the laundry in.
Yeah. Do you want to talk to the lawyer? No, good. Okay, here's a mic. I'm going to hit go.
Yeah.
Okay, so when Ed was questioned about Jim's accusations, saying that it was for sure Ed responded with that like old saying, whenever you point a finger at someone, there's always 3 more pointing back at you.
Yeah.
Oh, so both of them are like blaming each other, basically. They're like, I didn't do it. It was for sure him.
Yeah.
So as police start to unravel this mystery, they start reaching out to Stacy's friends and family. And they learned that she had just seen her ex-husband, Ed, 2 days prior to her death.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay, so let me tell you about this. So the couple's divorce had been a pretty nasty one, as you can imagine.
Yeah, 5 kids.
Yeah,
It's
and
a lot of fucking child support.
Ed was controlling. Yeah, that's a lot of child support. And Ed wasn't the nicest guy, so they were having some issues.
Yeah.
He was shocked when she filed for divorce. He never, like, actually stopped threatening her or anything, or abusing her, I guess. He would threaten her with remarks like death before divorce and shit like that.
Oh, shit. Listen, I didn't know this about Ed when I picked him as the good guy.
You did give that caveat, though, that, like, everything you know at this point in time about their relationship. So it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. We're not judging you yet.
All right.
Okay, so, but I guess things got really violent between the two. And, well, Ed was being violent and abusive towards Stacy, that Stacy had to file a restraining order on him while they were going through a divorce. But they were still having to co-parent, so they would be in each other's presence when they would do, like, the kids drop-off and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they were doing the 2 days prior to her death. So she had come to Ed's house to drop off their 3 youngest daughters because they were going to stay with Ed for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy was allegedly nervous because on the following Monday, they were both due in court for some money dispute or something like that. So they were both kind of on edge, right? Like they were pissed at each other. They were going through court. It's not like they were like, hey, yo, what's going on? High five. We're nailing this co-parenting. It was like, here's your fucking kids and leaving.
Yeah. Don't talk to me. Talk to my lawyers.
Exactly. So then that night that she dropped off the kids and everything, Stacy had met up with a local man who she had recently started seeing, and they went out to a dinner for a date.
Hold up. There's a third guy now?
There's a third guy. Okay.
All right. This guy's suspicious as fuck.
But we don't know this guy's name. All we know is that he is a local man, and they had recently started seeing each other, and they went out to dinner that night. So,
all right, local man.
All right, local man.
If we don't know his name, I can guess he probably didn't do it.
Can you? Okay, so Jim was still obviously having a hard time accepting the breakup, and he had heard that Stacy was going out to dinner with this man, and this motherfucker waited for them to come home from dinner in Stacy's driveway and confronted them. Yeah. In an interview, he said something like, I'm sure you could call it stalking, but I look at it as I was watching out for her. Like something like that. Ugh. It wasn't a quote. But
no, you're fucking well aware that you're stalking the shit out of her, and that is an uncomfortable fucking thing to do.
Right? Okay, stalker. Like, what? Come on. If you have to say, I'm sure you could call it stalking, it's stalking. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Don't
Listen, it's not really stalking. I wasn't really stalking her. I was just driving by her house and following her everywhere she went.
Yeah, and just like keeping tabs on her every movement. Okay, so Jim confronts the other man and they end up getting into an altercation. I don't know the details of who won or anything like that, but dude fucking like staked out her driveway, which is
and
fucking
then went
crazy.
Fisticuffs with her new boyfriend.
Exactly. Yeah. So after this disaster of a date, the following day, Stacy decides that she needed to meet up with Jim to have a chat because obviously he's not getting the fucking picture.
Yeah. She's like, fucking slow your roll. I'm with somebody else.
Right?
Chill the fuck out.
Like, they had literally been broken up for weeks, and it was clear that he wasn't understanding that they were not together. And, like, he wasn't taking no for an answer, but that's not going to keep you around, so you have to take no for an answer.
Yeah, like, you don't really get a choice when someone breaks up with you.
No. It has to be, like, 2 people have to agree.
Relationships should be consensual.
Exactly. Okay, so now this is the following day. So now this is the day before she gets murdered.
Okay.
So she meets up with Jim and they talk to like make sure that it's very clear that they're no longer together. They're not a thing. Like we can still be friends and everything, but we're not in a relationship. So you can't do shit like that back there.
Yeah, you can't fight my current boyfriends.
Yeah. And so Jim didn't really like it, but he was like, okay. Like, you got it, whatever.
Message received.
Yeah. Then, according to Jim, Stacy invited him to come in, like to come over to her house and watch a movie with the kids and a few of their friends because they were like having a sleepover or some shit. And so I don't know if that was like planned or if it was like on the fly, like, hey, do you want to come to my house? We're going to watch fucking a great movie.
Peter Pan.
I can't think of a 2009 movie.
Sharknado.
Was that 2009? Could have been.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure how that invitation came about, but according to him, Stacy was like, come over, watch a movie. And so Jim shows up at the house, and they watch a movie with all the kids, and he leaves by 11 p.m. And the children confirmed that he left at 11 p.m. That's when Stacy, like, went up to bed herself, like, went to go to sleep, and that's the last time anyone saw her alive. But, side note, the kids were in the house when she was attacked, and so were their friends. Like, they were having a sleepover when this shit happened.
That's crazy.
That's fucking nuts.
How does she not scream and wake up the kids?
I don't know, unless that first stab basically killed her or incapacitated her. Because like I was saying right before we started talking about this, if you're a really heavy sleeper and you don't know someone's in there, if they ka-chow you, then shit, maybe there wasn't a struggle. But she did have other wounds on other parts of her body, but it wasn't clear like what. So I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know if there was a struggle. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like if I got woken up by being stabbed, unless that first one like fucking killed me instantly or made it so that I couldn't scream somehow, I would definitely be like, what the fuck?
You think so?
It's probably a quote.
Yeah, so I don't know all the details of like what actually happened or what the crime scene was like, so I don't fucking know, man. But there was a lot of fucking people in that house who did not hear her get murdered.
That's crazy and so fucking sad.
So sad. I can't imagine. Okay, so Jim leaves at 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds kind of shady because you could be anywhere around there, right? Like you could be hiding on the bushes or like how do we know he actually left? But Jim's ex-wife confirmed that he had gone to her house that night to chaperone a sleepover that his kids were having. So they were all sleeping over at his ex-wife's house and he went there to like fucking, I don't know, make sure no one's banging or something. I don't know how you chaperone a sleepover. I haven't reached that peak in my parenthood yet.
Keep the door open.
Yeah. Hands where I could see them.
Yeah.
So he had an alibi.
Okay. Listen, I don't necessarily trust Jim's ex-wife.
I know, right? But then what about those kids? I'm sure those kids were like, yeah, he was there. But here's the thing. When you're asleep, how do you know where somebody is?
Yeah, exactly. The kids would go to sleep at some point and like, you don't know that dad fucking stayed there the whole time.
Yeah.
He came back and was on the couch again in the morning.
Yeah, right? Okay. So the police turned their attention to Ed and they asked him what he was up to the night that Stacy got murdered. And he claimed that he was actually at a party that night in Boston, which was, I think, like 2 hours away from where Stacy lived. And he even had a friend back him up saying that he was at the party. And they even produced video evidence that he was there.
Okay.
But I want to know, like, did that video have a timestamp? Like, it's not like in a club or anything. I mean, maybe it was. It sounded just like a house party or something, but was it like a club where it was like, clearly this is the date and time? Or was it just somebody's cell phone? Like, here's this dude here because, one, that could be taken at any time. And two, even if it was at a party, he's only 2 hours away. You could easily get to her.
Yeah, but I think that even like a cell phone, well, what year was this?
2009.
They had fucking camera phones back then. I think that even a cell phone would have like a date and time stamp on it, or it could be like Saturday at 9 p.m. this video was taken. Like they'll have
metadata.
Yeah, like the metadata stuff, geo fucking tags or whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, still 2 hours you could get somewhere and back, and people wouldn't know you're missing.
Well, I mean, if you left a party at midnight is a normal time to leave a party. You get to her house at 2 a.m. They said early morning that she died, and then you murder her, say it takes an hour. You leave at 3 a.m.
I don't know why I'm finding this funny.
You're back home by 5.
It takes about an hour.
Like, that's pretty early.
Yeah, no one knows you're missing.
Yeah, no one would have known, assuming your wife or whomever you're with is asleep, or your roommates or whoever he lives with. I don't know who the fuck he lives with.
Yeah, if he even lives with anybody.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know.
There's time. I get it.
Yeah.
Also, I gave him a lot of time to murder.
You did give him a lot of time to murder. Okay, so, like I said, both their alibis are pretty fucking shady to me.
Yeah.
So, either way, they're both prime suspects, which I guess to the police, they have good enough alibis, and that causes this case to go cold.
All the way cold?
It's real cold. So, Ed ended up with custody of all 5 kids.
Oh, fuck.
And moved into Stacy's home.
Oh, shit.
But due to financial hardships, the family had to move.
Mm-hmm.
And I read that the kids eventually moved out of Ed's care and into their grandmother's home, which would be Stacy's mom.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like in a Reddit thread. I'm not really sure how valid that is.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to remember, some of the kids were older. I think like 2 of the kids were like teenagers, and then the 3 daughters were young, which were the ones still being transferred like to and from the co-parenting thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm sure by this time
The older ones are
I don't know.
okay on being on their own.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Okay. But there are theories that maybe the ex-girlfriend of the local man that Stacy had gone out on a date with was super jealous and murdered Stacy, which I don't know anything about that lady.
Yeah.
But that's one theory.
Okay.
But they just went to dinner. That seems like a pretty extreme move. Like maybe if they were dating and like gonna move in or something, but this was just a dinner date. I don't think somebody is like that far gone that they're gonna do some murdering over a dinner date.
Yeah, like after dinner, she might approach her and be like, "Stay away from my man." And then if it continued, it would escalate. It's not just gonna be like a straight fucking murder.
Exactly. And like I said, the person knew where Stacy was sleeping and all of that. Didn't disturb any of the kids.
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem very likely.
Yeah, that chick probably never had been in her house before.
Exactly. Another really weird theory that I couldn't find anything else on other than a quick bullet, again, on Reddit, was that Ed's lawyers could have put a hit out on her. And I was like, those are some terrible lawyers.
Yeah.
Or some really good lawyers. I don't know how you want to look at that.
I mean, I guess money buys everything, right?
But
that's some really conspiracy theory type of thing to me, though.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's related to like their money issues and going to court and all that shit. But
and the lawyers are like, we want to get
drastic.
paid, so
yeah. So let me get you that insurance money.
Yeah. No, I don't believe. Next, I don't like that one.
Yeah. Yep. Rumors on some of the message boards that I was reading were that Jim had some psychological issues. And these message boards that I was reading, it was like people from the neighborhood who were hearing about the police reports that like she had just died, and they were slowly getting the bits of information. So it was like from 2009, before everybody knew that she was stabbed or whatever, you know, like it was as they were getting the information day by day.
Yeah.
But the rumor was that Jim had psychological issues and that the police had actually been called several times due to him hanging around the outside of her home. And they never removed him because there wasn't a restraining order, and that he had entered the home through the back door on the night that that he would have allegedly killed her. And again, those are all rumors. I don't know how valid they are, but I think one of the people were saying that it was a neighbor who kept calling and saying like, yo, there's a weird guy lurking around outside of her home. But when you consider the fact that he waited for Stacy and local guy to come home from their date, that doesn't seem so far-fetched.
Yeah.
And he literally said, you could call it stalking, I call it taking care of her. So it sounded like he was hanging around a bunch.
Yeah, but that's still across a boundary. Like, you shouldn't do that. It's still pretty fucking fishy.
No. Yeah, it's super fishy. That's why I'm thinking like in all of my knowledge of all of their relationships, I'm starting to lean towards that maybe it was Jim. Like, if he had this history, according to local rumor, that he was lurking around outside the house, and if I take his past actions that we can confirm that he hid out in the driveway and that he said shit about stalking, like, that makes me think he could very well have been stalking her, and it escalated, and he killed her out of jealousy.
So you're saying I was right.
So I'm thinking it's Jim also.
All right.
Okay, but here is another little whiplash loopy turnabout. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it.
Oh, how the turntables.
Exactly. It turns out that on July 18th of 2019, so just last year.
Oh, shit. All right.
Ed, her ex-husband, was arrested for, drumroll please,
murder.
Stabbing a man with a 10-inch kitchen knife during an argument.
But did he stab him in the face, though?
Well, I don't really know, but the guy lived, and it looks like he's got like a little bit of a violent streak, so there's that.
I mean, we knew he wasn't the best.
Yeah, we knew he was a little violent. All of the pictures of Ed from this arrest had a big-ass bandage around his head, so I'm guessing maybe he got stabbed in the head, too.
Yeah,
but like
motherfucker was in a fight.
It's hard. Yeah, crazy. He stabbed a motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still leaning towards Jim here.
I kind of am too, which is hard though because Ed literally stabbed somebody.
Yeah, but okay. stabbing's not exclusive to murder, especially in a fucking bar fight or whatever.
Yeah, but
where
like,
were they?
I think they were in somebody's home. I don't know if they were in Ed's home or the man's home. It was a kitchen knife.
All right.
Unless he brought it with him.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like stabbing's not exclusive to murder. People get stabbed sometimes, and it like in a fight or whatever. Like you had a knife that we carried when we would go to the bar.
Yeah, but I wouldn't like...
If you had stabbed a guy, I wouldn't then be like, she's capable of murder.
Oh, gotcha. But those are two totally different circumstances. Like, the guy... Well, I guess I don't really know the full story about why Ed stabbed the dude, other than it was an argument. But, like, I'm bringing a knife in case I get attacked. I guess I don't know if Ed got attacked. But he wasn't planning it because he had grabbed a kitchen knife. So that makes me think that it's, like, anger related. Like, that you get so worked up that you could produce that kind of violence.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know.
But I get what you're saying about, like, just because you stab someone doesn't mean that you're capable of murder.
Well, just because you stab someone doesn't mean that you had previously murdered someone. Or just because you stabbed someone doesn't mean that you are capable of murder. Like, you could have stabbed a person just to be like, ah, God. Like, it was there and it was a reflex. Not like, ah, not like a...
Yeah.
Not like a premeditated going into your fucking ex-wife's house, stabbing her in the face a bunch of times. Like,
yeah. But it's crazy because if you look at both of the guys, they both could fit the picture. Like,
yeah,
you know, Ed just stabbed somebody last year.
Yeah.
And then Jim potentially had these psychological issues or was like stalking her, and that shit could escalate. So, But here's another thing. I read in a Reddit thread that someone that had dated Jim put a comment there, and they said that there's no way that he could have murdered her because he wasn't the violent type, but that she had met Ed because it was a small town and they like met at a bar, and he absolutely gave her the creeps. But that's also Reddit, so I don't know how much I believe somebody commenting in the threads, you know?
Jim was a violent type. He got in a fight with her boy that she went local guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I think a fist fight versus stabbing somebody in the face multiple times is like a different level of violence.
But that's like what I'm saying. Just because Ed stabbed a guy doesn't mean it get any different to me than Jim fighting a guy. Like, Ed got in a fight, he happened to have a knife and stab a guy. Ed got in a fight, he didn't have a knife, so nobody got stabbed.
Or maybe he had the knife, but he wasn't ready to stab somebody, so he didn't. I get what you're saying, but all I'm getting at is they both pose like the perfect fucking suspect.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. They're both violent. They're both not great choices in men.
No, maybe not. No.
They're both...
But literally, in my mind, I go back and forth with who it could have been. Like, they both equally, in my mind, could have done this.
Yeah. Listen, I already chose my suspect, so I'm fucking doubling down.
And you're fighting it to the end.
I always do this. Yeah. I'll just pick a stance and be like, this is it now and forever.
I mean, I'm literally telling you that Ed stabbed somebody.
And I'm
you're
like,
well, just because he stabbed that person doesn't mean that he stabbed her.
Literally. Oh, I think I have a problem.
I mean, not that it's wrong, because you're right. You're making great points. But also, I mean, could have been. Don't fucking know. Because to this day, no arrest has been made in this case.
Oh,
so
goddamn.
It's still a cold goddamn case.
God damn.
Okay, wait. I should have explained this whole time. The day that she died was Mother's Day. Did I mention that?
No. I totally forgot we were waiting for a mother thing.
Oh, shit. I totally forgot to mention.
Oh.
I didn't even put it in my notes. That's silly.
God damn.
Yeah.
Mother's Day?
That was Mother's Day.
That
was Mother's Day.
That's so sad. Her kids woke up in the morning and they were like, I made fucking mom heart-shaped Flappys.
Do you think that's what it was?
I don't know. Probably. They're like, let's wake her up.
Oh my God. They were probably bringing her breakfast in bed.
Yeah, they could have been.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, what a waste of perfectly good flapjacks.
Maybe somebody ate them.
Oh, no, are you kidding? You would lose your appetite.
Like the worst detective on the scene walked up and he was like, heart-shaped Flappys. I'm sure this is in evidence.
Dear God. Probably. That's probably what happened.
That part didn't make the newspaper, but I'm sure it did.
Heart-shaped Flappy.
Sure it happened.
Well, goddamn, lady. That was intense.
Yeah, I felt like sending you on a roller coaster this time.
Yeah, it was a goddamn roller coaster of emotions.
And I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
So there's that. Okay, Erin, give me your story.
Well, I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about the Guy family.
Ooh, okay. Not the Family Guy.
Not the Family Guy. Okay, so this takes place November of 2016 in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Ooh, alrighty.
The Guy family consisted of Joel Sr., who was 61 years old, and his wife Lisa, who was 55 years old, and their 4 adult children.
Alrighty.
There were 3 girls and 1 boy. Unfortunately, I don't know the names of the girls, but that kind of tells you that the important people in this story are Joel Sr., his wife Lisa, and the son, Joel Michael Guy Jr.
I knew he was going to be a junior.
Right? Yeah, this fucking guy.
What gave it away? The senior?
Right? So the whole family lived in Tennessee except for Joel Jr., who lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
How old was he? Louisiana.
He was 28 years old, but he was like going to LSU. I also heard accounts that he like dropped out. I think he'd gone to a couple different colleges, but he was like a fucking perpetual student, unemployed, right?
Got it. Okay.
But he had been in Louisiana for 10 years or over 10 years at least, and he was being financially supported by his parents.
Of course. Oh, man. Is this another one of your, like, rich kid story goes and murders his parents because they don't give him an allowance?
You'll find out.
All right.
So on November 24th, 2016, which was Thanksgiving.
Ooh, your unluckiest day of the whole goddamn year.
Mm-hmm. My most fucking dreadful day of the year, which, by the way, the past couple years, it's been fine. But...
So it's turning over new leaf.
Yeah, but historically, it was never a great day for me.
Yeah.
Well, Joel Sr. and Lisa decided to have all their kids over for Thanksgiving dinner and festivities and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And the 3 daughters left that night to go home because they lived in Tennessee. And then I started referring to him as JJ in my notes because I was tired of writing Joel Jr. And I was like, he probably goes by JJ. Or like Jeju.
He does now.
Yeah. Like Bob's Burgers. Hey, Jeju, get over here. So JJ was going to go home on Friday since he lived out of state.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Tell me.
Joel Sr. and Lisa wanted to move to Surgoinsville, which was... Yeah, I know, crushed it. Which was 90 miles from their current home, and they were kind of reassessing their whole fucking situation, right? They're buying a new house, whatever. And in doing so, they decided that they no longer wanted to support their fucking grown-ass 28-year-old son.
Right? Like, hey, I could use this extra money and get a fucking
sweet house.
Man cave.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always wanted that fucking bar downstairs.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
As soon as I stop paying for your rent.
Mm-hmm. So they planned to tell him after dinner, like after the girls left, that he was essentially being cut off.
Ooh, okay. So now historically, JJ's worst holiday also.
Yes. So we don't really know what happens next.
Uh-huh.
But Lisa doesn't show up to work on Monday.
I fucking called it.
Maybe. And her coworker couldn't get a hold of her, so they call the police to do a welfare check.
Oh.
When the police get there, both cars are in the driveway, but no one was answering the door. Mm-hmm. So then they left, and they came back a little while later to like, hey, maybe they're just fucking out or like on a walk or something, right? I don't really know how welfare checks work, but they were like,
I was like, this is the worst welfare check. They're like, all the signs point to them being home, but they're not answering the door. I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah, exactly. But they come back later. Like, they're like, oh, we'll deal with this later, right? Still, No one was answering the door.
Okay.
But they could see groceries on the floor in the foyer, like through the door.
A sign of a struggle.
It's a sign of something. Yeah, like that's not supposed to be there. That fucking lettuce is gonna wilt.
Yeah. If not already.
Yeah. So they're like, all right, we gotta get in there, right?
Yeah.
And since the couple planned to move, the house was for sale. So the cops called the realtor to see about like getting a fucking key to get inside, right?
Yeah, like a lockbox on the handle or something. They can get a key.
Something like that. And the realtor actually suggested that they should check the cars for a garage door opener.
Oh, fucking genius. The realtor needs to get a fucking pay raise.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, okay, the cops didn't consider that.
Think of this. Yeah.
Like literally every car that has a garage door is probably going to have a garage door opener.
So
but all right.
true.
Yeah, and the realtor was like, nah, man, I don't have a fucking key. Like, was there a visible key box? They're like, that's why we should call. Or was there not? And they're just like, hey, you got a spare you could swing by? Like,
or like just bust out the window at this point.
right? Like, you fucking, they'll pay for it. It'll be fine. But
yeah,
there was a garage door opener in the car, fucking surprisingly.
Give that lady a raise.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know.
Man. Yeah, you don't know.
Jeez.
So they get inside. They get in the garage and they go to open the door to the house. And one of the cops that was on duty that day, his name is Jeremy McCord. He said that he could feel heat emanating from inside.
Oh, God.
And
that's not good.
Smelled an odd chemical smell.
No. Oh, that's not where I thought you were going. A chemical smell.
A chemical smell. So they fucking head on inside.
Yeah, why not? Fuck it. YOLO, bro.
Yeah. It's your job, right?
Well, I mean, like, I could breathe through chemicals. It's fine. I'll be fine. I don't need special equipment for that.
Yeah, like, why is it hot inside? It's fucking November.
And it smells like chemicals.
And it smells like chemicals. Like, maybe it was a chemical fire. I don't know. But they were like, yeah, let's do this. Fucking get in there, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So inside, they said that the heater was turned on full blast and there were space heaters plugged in and turned on high.
Ugh.
It was 93 degrees inside the house.
Jesus.
I would like to point out that it was like 90 degrees in my house the other day.
Yeah, but
just
you
because of
weren't
summer.
making it. But it wasn't, okay, just imagine how hot that has to be if it's cold, like Tennessee in November.
Yeah.
Don't actually know how cold it gets. I'm just guessing it gets pretty fucking cold.
I'm guessing it's like got a chill in the air at least.
Oh, and you walk in and it's like a goddamn desert day.
Ugh.
Ugh. And then I am just waiting to know what that smell is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you'll find out. But like space heater heat and heater heat is just like musty heat.
I can't breathe. Yeah.
No,
just thinking about it. Sounds
Sounds
awful.
pretty bad.
Ugh.
Also, they could hear a dog barking upstairs.
Ugh.
Yeah. And so they're like, all right, let's fucking investigate this shit, right?
Let the dog out.
I know, right? It was a golden retriever. I don't put that in my notes later or anything, but the dog was cool. It was a golden retriever. That's all I know about it.
Okay.
But there were guns on the dining room table.
Okay.
And Jeremy, who we're on a first name basis with now, right?
Jeremy.
He's the cop.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought they were all Joel.
They are all Joel. Good memory.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy, he goes through, it sounds like such a kid's name.
I know, right?
Like, Jeremy, get over here. Maybe he was a kid. We just don't know. He's a rookie, and that's why he's taking point on this.
Yeah, that's why he just walked into a chemical burning house, feeling smell thing.
Yeah. So he goes through the kitchen, and a pot on the stove catches his eye.
Ooh, oh.
The stove was on.
What's in the pot?
Well, he didn't stop to check it out just yet. Instead...
Okay, but something's going.
Yeah, something's fucking boiling on the pot on the stove, and he's like, that's cray. And so he starts to go upstairs. And he said, and I quote, "It was the most horrific thing I've ever encountered in police work in my life."
What was it?
There was blood everywhere.
No.
All the way down the hallway, on the walls and the floor. And he, like, fucking kept going through it. And he saw scissors and clothes that looked like they had been cut off of a person.
Oh.
He saw a large knife and bottles of peroxide, bleach, acid, and rubbing alcohol.
Whoa, that is quite a concoction.
Yeah.
Acid.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of acid it was. I don't know.
Citric acid?
Like where one buys acid. Or like,
I don't know either.
is it like Drano? Isn't that kind of like an acid? I don't know what the acid was. I saw another article that said sewer cleaner, so maybe it was like a Drano type of situation. Maybe that was the acid.
Why?
Well, so I'll tell you.
I'm dying to know.
So the smell was getting worse. Like the chemical smell was getting worse, and he could smell death on top of all the chemical smells.
Oh my God.
And he passes by a bathroom and he looks into another room and he sees a pair of hands.
What?
Just hands.
I don't want to laugh, but just she's fucking hands. Tapping her shoulders with her hands as if to display them for me. Oh my God.
So they're like,
wait, where were just the hands?
Like in another room upstairs.
Just hands.
Just
on
hands.
The floor?
Yeah, on the floor.
Just hands. Mm-hmm. Just a pair of hands.
A pair of hands. Later to be found out
my God.
To be Joel Sr.'s hands. Because spoiler, I mean, listen.
Yeah.
I always spoil my own stories.
I do too. It's fine. Oh my God. I fucking called it. I knew.
Yeah.
I guess I don't really know.
Well,
we're going to find out, but I'm pretty sure fucking JJ is looking pretty goddamn suspicious here.
Yeah, get out of here, JJ. So they're like, the cops are like, fuck, we obviously have a fucking huge ass crime scene here.
All I'm thinking is this rookie cop, Jeremy.
Listen, I don't know if he was actually a rookie. He was probably a veteran cop.
All I'm thinking, though, is, like, I'm sure he's got backup and shit and people around. But, like, if you're going in alone, I feel like you telling me the story, I keep wanting to look, like, behind my back to make sure no one's there. Like, I'm fucking skeeved out.
Yeah, okay. Could you imagine going into this house? Okay, it's like a fucking lair.
No.
First of all, it's 1,000 degrees.
Yeah, and then there's space heaters everywhere. And
there's
guns.
Space heaters everywhere. Have you seen fucking, what is that movie, Seven? Where they go into that place and there's the fucking Christmas trees hanging everywhere. And
I'm not a fan. Actually,
no.
I love the movie Seven.
I know, I do too. But, like, it's just, okay, I think about this house and it's fucking musty. It's 1,000 degrees.
Ugh. Something's boiling on the stove.
Something's boiling on the stove, which then nobody leaves the goddamn stove on. So, like, is a person still there? I would be so skeeved out.
And you're still walking through.
Yeah.
And then you go upstairs, blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Scissors.
Blood everywhere.
Drano.
Yeah. Hands.
Allegedly. We don't really know. Hands. It's not even funny. It's creepy. Jesus Christ. Poor Jeremy.
Yeah. So they fucking shut that shit down and they're like, okay, we got
hands upstairs. That's all they know? We just got hands upstairs? Shut it down.
Well, essentially, they're like,
loop, call them all in.
Yeah, exactly. Call the fucking 1,000
call
of
up the
us.
squad.
Yeah, we got to get the investigators out here. I don't know, man. It's a messy one. So it took the police 2 days in hazmat suits to process all the evidence.
Oh my God.
They find body parts in Tupperware.
Oh.
Remember that pot on the stove?
Yeah.
That
What's
had
in the
Lisa's
pot?
head in it in boiling water.
I fucking knew it.
It's always
I
a fucking
knew
head.
it. What the hell? Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Did
it have any water in it still, or was it just boiling?
Listen, I don't know. It said that the pot was on and that it was in boiling water, so I'm assuming that there was water in it. But also, I've left a fucking boiling pot.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know.
Oh, I fucking knew it. We knew what was in the pot.
Oh yeah, we knew it was in the pot. There were body parts fucking scattered in like all of the rooms in the house.
Now this is a lot of work.
Yeah, there were some body parts in, like I said, in Tupperware. There were some body parts in containers that were like submerged in this fucking concoction of homemade acid, which is the chemical smell. All right, so.
But why would you Tupperware them then put them in acid?
Well, no. Like, some were just found in Tupperware. Some were found on the fucking floor. And some were found submerged in, like, another container or whatever with this homemade concoction of acid.
Oh.
that
a little science experiment.
That had actually caused the pieces inside there to decompose pretty quickly, which I'm assuming is probably also why all the heaters and stuff are on.
Yeah, to speed it up.
So they said that there were signs of an intense struggle.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And like I said, some of the body parts and stuff were decomposed pretty badly, but they were able to obviously still identify the victims as Joel Sr. and Lisa.
Yeah, I mean, like, he left her head on the stove and his hands upstairs, so.
Yeah, but I think boiling a head, like, takes a lot of the flesh off.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's disturbing on so many fucking levels.
Yeah, I don't know how long it has to boil for that, but that's...
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I don't know either. And this was, like, days later, right? Like, that Monday?
This is on Monday, yes.
Yeah.
And Thanksgiving was obviously on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So...
Oh.
They also said that the cause of death was really difficult to determine because of the fucking decomposition.
Yeah, unless there's like a bullet hole through a skull or something.
Exactly.
You're fucked. Yeah.
However, they could tell that the couple had been stabbed multiple times and were possibly tortured.
No.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Could they determine like a time of death? Like, did they die on Thanksgiving or
they could
days later?
And I'll tell you about it.
Ooh.
So I'm not sure how they connected this to Jeju, but say it like it's normal.
Yeah, just go with it. Sure. That's his name.
But he was arrested on Tuesday evening at his apartment in Baton Rouge.
Well, you have to consider also, like, if there's, like, blood and shit and struggle everywhere, there has got to be some DNA, like handprints, footprints, something, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Like evidence.
Yeah, there's got to be
something.
but I just don't know what it is.
Yeah,
at this
got
point.
it.
I don't know what it was, but we'll get into some fucking DNA stuff that might have come from Jeju and, like you said, fucking footprints or whatever, too, right?
Yeah, okay.
So, fun fact...
I love fun facts.
Jeju, Joel Jr., he had tried to buy a gun earlier in the day on Tuesday at a sporting goods store.
Earlier in the day of his arrest?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
But he was denied buying the gun because he gave them a fake name.
Oh, that'll do it.
So not fucking bright, right?
Yeah.
Can I see your ID? This doesn't match.
Yeah, can you, what's your name again?
Yeah.
That's weird.
So now he's arrested. I believe that he confessed to the murder. Unfortunately, I don't think he gave a ton of details, so I'll tell you what I got.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so Thanksgiving was on a Thursday, obviously.
Yeah.
And police believe that Jeju murdered his parents sometime between Friday evening and Saturday afternoon.
Wow, okay.
I saw somewhere that said that Lisa had actually bought the groceries that were found in the foyer on Saturday afternoon. And
okay.
she had been seen, like, on fucking CCTV or whatever, buying them.
Yeah.
So if she bought them Saturday afternoon, then she would have been murdered shortly after she got home, like, probably bringing the groceries in.
Ambushed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So my thought on it is that, like, she left to go get groceries. Jeju and his dad are having a little heart-to-heart. Maybe dad is a little bit more aggressive than mom in the, like, no, we're fucking cutting you off. Maybe an argument starts, and then he does some shit that he can't really take back. And then mom gets home.
Oh,
like,
God.
Mom's not going to be cool with you just killing her husband.
Yeah, gotta get rid of her, too.
Yeah. So that's my...
What is wrong with people?
Total speculation. But that's where my head went.
Got it. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does.
It's logical.
I thought so.
I'm a pretty logical person.
You know, that's what I'm about. So then he stayed in the house with them on Saturday night through Sunday and attempted to destroy evidence by dismembering them and then putting them in a homemade acid concoction to, like I said, try and decompose the body more quickly.
Oh, God.
And then he drove back to Baton Rouge on Sunday in order to be treated for severe cuts on his hands at the Louisiana State University Student Health Clinic.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably did die by being stabbed.
Probably, yeah. And that would also probably account for a lot of the blood. Most of the blood.
Yeah.
All of the blood.
Well, and exactly. If you're struggling or, if somebody's fighting back, that's how you get the wounds on your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get it from like chopping a person up. You'd probably be going pretty slow with that. They're already dead.
Yeah, there's no need to struggle with it.
Yeah.
So then Jeju admitted to driving back to Knoxville on Monday and seeing crime scene tape around the house, but he didn't stop to ask, like, hey, what happened here? Or anything like that, right? Like, he just turned around and drove back to Baton Rouge and then was arrested.
What was his plan for going there?
For going back to the crime scene?
Yeah.
I'm assuming to clean up more or to, like, try and get rid of more. Maybe he wasn't quite done. He just wanted to get his severe cuts taken care of. Exactly.
Oh, shit.
So, as I mentioned, he had severe cuts, right?
Yeah.
Which, as we know from fucking reading about way too much murder.
Yeah, too much.
Oftentimes, people who stab someone else in a frenzy will cut themselves because the blood makes the knife slippery, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, I heard 2 different accounts of when JJ bought the chemicals that he used to try to decompose his parents' bodies.
Mm-hmm.
One was that he bought them Saturday afternoon at a Walmart at 3:30 p.m., and there is supposed CCTV evidence of this.
Okay, that would be after his mom went shopping.
Mm-hmm. And he had a bandage on his hand at the time.
Hmm.
And when he was asked why he bought these chemicals, he said, quote, I had severe cuts on my hands. Which...
Okay, but you don't buy acid for cuts.
No, exactly. Like, I could see buying peroxide. Like, okay, that'll clean it, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't explain the bleach or the acid or the rubbing alcohol or anything else. Like, that's literally all he said was just, I had severe cuts on my hands. Rubbing alcohol would hurt real bad.
Yeah, it would. But you could use that. I could see that as like a disinfectant or whatever.
Okay.
It would fucking burn, but like that one makes sense, but not bleach or
bleach
Drano.
or acid. Yeah, I'm sure those would hurt probably worse than alcohol.
No.
I don't know.
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah. But that was the only answer that he gave. So they're just like, all right.
Wow. Yeah. So you were trying, on account of they wound up in it and decomposed, I'm guessing you were trying to make an acid bath.
Mm-hmm. And then the other account was that he had bought the chemicals at a Lowe's a few weeks before Thanksgiving, which to me makes the murders more like premeditated, because that would mean that he brought the chemicals with him from Baton Rouge to Tennessee, and you wouldn't really do that if you weren't planning to use them.
Yeah, for something like an acid bath.
Mm-hmm. So both articles that I read that said different things seemed relatively, I don't know, like detailed, which makes me feel like oh, they had, I don't know, transcripts or something that said that, but I don't know which is true.
I wonder if maybe he bought some, like he brought some with him, like the Drano or some shit, and then he went and got peroxide and rubbing alcohol there.
That could be, yeah.
In Tennessee. I don't know.
That could be. Also, the one in Walmart said that they had him on camera there with a bandage on his hand, so then that feels like more details, so I'm kind of leaning towards that one.
Yeah, wow. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So the family are the ones that told police that the parents had planned to scale back or end his financial support.
Yeah. Like the sisters?
Yeah. Yeah. And JJ, wouldn't comment on it after he was arrested or anything. But that obviously could be a motive.
Yeah. A very big motive.
A huge motive, and one that we've seen before.
Yeah. It's not unheard of.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Other than that, the sisters said that there was no arguments during Thanksgiving. Nothing seemed odd or out of place or whatever. And their brother didn't have a history of mental illness.
Yeah, because heads on stoves, body parts chopped up. Like, what happened in there? And he didn't have any signs of anything before?
They were
no inkling?
They were like, yeah, everything was totally normal. Which I don't know how normal is for them, because everybody knows that one person who's like, I mean, it was normal for them, but
Yeah, but a little different.
Yeah.
A little eccentric.
But for the record, he also had no criminal record before this. So, he wasn't known to be a violent person. He wasn't anything like that. But also... when you Google him, which you will later,
Yep.
he's got the fucking crazy eyes.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. He looks like a...
Well, he just did some shit.
Yeah, which I guess those are the only pictures that I saw were like in court or after his arrest and everything, where it's like, Jesus, dude, you need to fucking scale back on the crack or something.
Okay, wait. So why was he buying the gun at the store on that Sunday? Was that like, was he gonna off himself or something, or like, was that all the guns on the counter or on the kitchen table?
So I don't actually know why he was trying to buy the guns, because like you said, there were guns on the dining room table. I don't know if there were bullets in them. I don't know if they were loaded. I don't know if like bullets existed for them somewhere or what. But my thought would be he'd be trying to buy a gun to kill himself. Because
that's what I was thinking.
at that point, the parents are already dead. Or maybe he was going to, like, I don't know, do the rest of the family or something. I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
But my first thought was the killing himself, because he was unemployed, a forever student, 28 years old, living off of his parents, who now he's just taken out, so he doesn't have a living off of at all. Like,
oh, man.
yeah.
That's crazy. Now how are they going to sell the house?
Right. Some shit went down. Also, that smell's never going to go away.
No.
You burn that shit into the
don't
walls.
Sell it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Okay, so then in 2017, JJ was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of abuse of a corpse, and 1 count of felony murder. I don't know why only 1.
Huh. Interesting. Maybe they could only prove it because of fucking evidence and shit.
Yeah.
So was his blood at the scene?
I can only imagine that it was, but here's the thing. All this buildup, and I don't have an ending for you just yet.
Oh, really?
His trial date was pushed back to September of this year. It was supposed to start late February of this year, but then the world shut down. I don't fucking know.
But that was like 2016, you said?
Yeah, it was
2018.
It was 2016, and then his trial got pushed to like 2018, and then now, like the last article that I saw was that it was scheduled for now September of 2020.
Oh, and it's not going to happen in September.
I don't know, probably not.
Shit.
So I don't have an ending.
That's crazy.
But obviously, this guy fucking murdered his parents and dismembered them and put them in a weird-ass homemade concoction of acid.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they came in on that Monday and found everybody. He drove by on that Monday and saw them and drove away. JJ.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. When did he drive back to get his hands fixed? Was it Sunday?
Sunday.
So that pot was boiling. I'm still on this pot. That pot was boiling overnight.
Yeah. Yeah, that pot was boiling at least from Sunday night till Monday, whenever he drove back. So maybe even Monday morning. But still, that's overnight. You don't leave a fucking stove on overnight. This is why you're unemployed at 28 and being taken care of by your parents.
Also, I'm very concerned about there being water in that pot still.
I mean,
maybe it was on a simmer, like a low
boil. They said it was boiling, but who knows?
Oh, Lord. Dude, so I want to know about the officer Jeremy. Do you think he needs like therapy?
100%. Yeah,
I need therapy after hearing this story.
Yeah, he can't be doing great. He said that the smell would never leave him.
No, I can't imagine it would. Mm-hmm. That's fucked up.
Yeah, isn't it?
Ugh. Good God.
Yeah.
Just get a fucking job.
Right?
Jesus. It's a lot easier. But you could pick anything you want to be.
Yeah. They'll hire you. I mean, you might not last, but like as long as you work, I'm sure you'll do fine.
Yeah, if you want it bad enough, try.
Yeah. I don't know,
Oh,
man.
shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a fucking goddamn story.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's crazy, right? How do I always find these ones where like children murder their parents?
I don't know, but I totally called it because of allowance.
Yeah, it's because of an allowance. Like what a weird niche that I've taken to.
Listen, at this point, we've just done so many. I think all of them are niches.
That's true. Yeah, we can kind of pinpoint anything.
Yeah, right? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a fucking captivating episode for me.
Me too. That one had me.
Great story. Yeah.
Yours had me on a roller coaster, and mine's just fucking horrific.
Weird. I love the weird ones.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
I know.
Okay, so is there anything else? Should we sign us out?
Yeah, let's head out. Again, happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day. Okay, I did one that happened on Mother's Day, and then you did one of a child murdering both of their parents. So it was very fitting.
Boom. Mother's Day.
It's like you planned on it.
It's like that.
So don't get murdered. Don't do any murdering. Let's just have a good day.
Yeah, let's all have a good day. And tell your mothers Happy Mother's Day. Or if you can't, then fucking, I don't know, tell someone else Happy Mother's Day, or tell yourself Happy Mother's Day. If you have fur babies,
that's right.
Fucking tell yourself Happy Mother's Day.
Counts. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. All right, so.
Yeah, so if you want to check out pictures pertaining to our case, please go to isgdpodcast.com. We also have our links to merchandise and to Patreon, which out of nowhere we've been crushing the Patreon. Oh, we love you guys. Keep coming.
It's because they really want us to get a fucking computer for Twitch. We need to do that.
I know. We really need to. Okay, listen, I've been through some shit this past week, so I'm a week behind on doing any kind of research on getting a fucking computer in there. So
I know.
We're going to get there. We want to get there, too.
I'm trying to convince my husband to research for us, but he's dragging his feet.
That'd be great.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep trying.
Keep it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but I don't even know how many episodes we have on Patreon now, but there's at least a year's worth in there, so that's 12, because we do one a month.
That's true.
So it only costs a fucking $1.
Yep.
Come join. $1. You get 12 episodes. Bam, right then and there. That'll entertain you for 12 whole damn hours. That's half a day.
At least. Yeah, that is half a day.
So if you're like, what am I going to do today?
Just fucking binge all our Patreons. Yeah.
Also, you can follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at ISGD Podcast. Send us an email, isgdpodcast@gmail.com. If you have case suggestions or if you just want to say hi, I actually owe a handful of replies back. Like I said, it's been a crazy week.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to get to it.
Also, join our Facebook group, the Goddamn Pod Group.
Yes.
And snail mail us at P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979. By the way, I'm going to head to the fucking P.O. Box tomorrow, so I'll be able to check it.
Awesome. Again. I'm excited.
Fucking since quarantine. Maybe people have taken up longhand since quarantine.
That'll be exciting. All right. On that note, bye, guys and girls and moms and dads and all you people.
And fur baby moms and whomever.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
And if you're all caught up on our podcast, stay tuned for a promo from Death by Champagne.
Hey listeners, if you're tuning into this show, 1, you have good taste, and 2, you might enjoy another show that we host called Death by Champagne, the podcast here to keep you up at night. I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Olivia.
We have topics in all realms. From the reality of true crime to the depths of the occult, we have dozens of episodes to binge that range from hair-raising scares to infuriating miscarriages of justice.
We've covered everything from the origins of Satan to the crimes of an unidentified serial killer in our hometown of St. Louis. Other episodes include tales of unsolved mysteries, murder investigations, disappearances, cold cases, hauntings, folklore, and people in history that are stranger than fiction.
In Season 3, you can join us for a true crime book club, giving in-depth coverage on cases living in the darkest corners of our bookshelves. Our first multi-part series is on the crimes of Gary Ridgway, focusing on his family, victims, and survivors.
So grab your cat keychain, surround yourself in a salt circle, lock your doors, and unlock that phone.
Hail Satan!
And pop some bottles.